My new favorite thing is my French press, you guys. It makes the most delicious coffee in the morning, and I so look forward to it. So this is the time in the morning that I sit down and I have my quiet time before Parker wakes up. All the animals come out and all the craziness starts. I like to sit with my coffee and I really try to do my morning reading in my Bible and have some prayer time with God. And after I have some quiet time, I take a little bit to catch up on appointments, my emails, keeping my date planner up to date. I'm a very visual person, so I put everything in my phone, but I also like to handwrite everything down in a planner, and I'm a big to-do list kind of person. There's something about a freshly made bed. I just love it, you guys. So I try to make my bed every morning, and I just love that I come in throughout the day and it's made and welcoming. And I also enjoy the fact that Joe can come home to a nice clean house and a freshly made bed.
Good morning, little Parker. You gonna wake up? First day of school, first day of school. Come on, big boy. Let's do this. Hi. Can you roll over and let me see your face? Oh, look, Leo says good morning. Good morning, Parker. You're officially a third grader. Woo woo.
So I like to keep breakfast super simple in the mornings. I meal prepped a bunch of breakfast things for Parker and I. And today I'm just going to make him some simple French toast sticks that I pre-made and froze with a little bit of maple syrup. And then I like to give him a fruit on the side. I am not much of a breakfast person. I can't handle too much on my stomach so early in the morning. So what I do after I have my cup of coffee is I make myself a yummy smoothie most days. Over breakfast, we like to chill out and do his morning reading. He has a devotional and we love to just read together while we eat our breakfast. I don't always get to be so proactive, but today I'm going to take some time this morning while Parker's finishing his breakfast and I'm going to prep some things for dinner. We're going to have mashed potatoes tonight, so I'm going to peel these ahead of time and then chop them and store them in some cool water until I'm ready to make them. And for our veggie tonight, we are going to have some roasted Brussels sprouts, one of my favorite veggies. So I'm just going to rinse and peel and chop and place these in the fridge until later. Good Ollie. Oh. Parker likes to hang out with me in my bathroom in the morning while we brush our teeth and kind of get ready for the day. And he was so proud and wanted to share with you guys that he has officially learned how to do his own hair. He is my little mini Joey, that's for sure.
There you go.
So on a typical day, I don't always do makeup, but we have some errands to run after school today. So I'm going to just do a little bit of makeup. This is kind of my simple mom morning routine for makeup. My favorite moisturizer with some raspberry seed oil. And I do a simple concealer so I don't look like a zombie. And a little powder, bronzer, some pretty cheek color. And then I just put on some eyeshadow. My favorite is Urban Decay and Baked, and then some mascara, and then just put some highlighter on those spots that the sun hits anyway. I like to add my favorite peppermint essential oil, wakes me up in the morning, and then I've got to tame this mane. So I'm not doing anything fancy today, just a little side braid. So this morning I'm just doing a smoothie with a big handful of spinach, some frozen blueberries, frozen strawberries, and about half a banana. I like to sprinkle some oats in there and a good scoop of protein powder, and just fill that up with some fresh water and mix it up. Great way to get in some protein and veggies first thing in the morning, and I can just leisurely sip this as we start school. Hey you guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel, Tina with Our Blessed and Beautiful Life. I thought it would be really fun to do a day in the life video of our first day of school. So today is Parker's first day of 3rd grade, and I am super duper excited. And I've told you guys that we are doing a new curriculum this year. We're using The Good and the Beautiful. In previous years, we've used Abeka. So this is gonna be all brand new, and I'm already loving it because there's essentially no prep work with The Good and the Beautiful. So I'm really excited about that. So this morning, as you saw, that is my basic routine. I do want to put a disclaimer out there though and say I do not do my makeup every day. It just so happens today after school we're going to be going to pick up a door that I found on OfferUp for our new greenhouse project that we're doing. And it's super cute. I've had my eye out looking for something that was kind of country, and this door that I found is just perfect. So after school, me and the kids are gonna load up in the truck and go get that door. So I decided to put on a little bit of makeup today. But I do not do that every day. If I'm not going anywhere, I do not put on makeup if it's just me and Parker. And I will say too that I don't typically like get dressed. We're home, we're doing school, I stay comfy, maybe some comfy leggings and a tank top or whatever, but I don't get dressed like in clothes unless I'm going somewhere. Like, who wants to do that? So we keep it comfy around here. So today what we're going to be doing for our first day of school, and Parker is beyond excited, you guys. He's bouncing in his seat over here. He's got the animals have been in here, like he's just got, everybody's ready to start school. And what I'm doing for math today is a transitional lesson. So basically what these are, it's 7 lessons that The Good and the Beautiful has created to help kids that are transitioning for the first time into The Good and the Beautiful curriculum, or maybe into this new math level. So obviously The Good and the Beautiful does some things differently than Abeka, and so this is a great transition for Parker into this new math curriculum. One, to make sure that he is up to speed on all of the concepts that he needs to be up to speed on. And then also just to kind of give him a refresher. You know, we've been off for 3 months. We take the whole summer off from school. So I want to give him a refresher on counting money, telling time, you know, skip counting and things like that. So the first week of school this year, we will not be going into his actual math curriculum book. So we won't start this until week 2. because we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of this little transitional lesson plan that the Good and the Beautiful put together for us. So that's what we'll be doing for math. And then of course we'll be doing language arts. So I'm really excited about that. Gonna be doing some reading and then also his handwriting. We'll probably just do like 10 or 15 minutes of handwriting today, but basically he's gonna be practicing cursive writing. So, you know, I don't need to put too much into that today, especially with it being the first day of school. I don't wanna overload him. So the other thing I'm really excited about with the Good and the Beautiful is they have, what's the word I'm looking for? Extracurricular subjects. So the subject that Parker chose for 3rd grade is typing. What a great skill to have. You guys know in 2020, everybody, you know, most jobs, you need to know how to use a computer. So this is really going to teach Parker how to type and, you know, learn those basic skills. So probably 10 or 15 minutes on typing, put him in front of the laptop. Today he's going to learn the home row, you know, all the keys, where they're at and things like that. So he's really excited about that today. So I don't anticipate school taking too long today because we're not going to be doing science and history. So for us in our homeschool, we do science and history once a week. To me, reading, writing, and math is the core subjects. Those are the most important. So we do those every day. That's how we've always done our homeschool. And then once a week, we do science, and then we also do history once a week. So on those days, obviously, our school day is a little bit longer, but in general, our school day is anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours long. That's it, easy peasy. And one thing I wanted to do differently this year, this is kind of a goal of mine, is just to try and, how should I put it, be a little bit more creative when it comes to like science and history and things like that. Last year we did a lot of reading, which is great. But I want to do some more hands-on stuff. So the Good and the Beautiful has some awesome science curriculums, and I shared a video with you guys if you haven't checked it out. It's there in my video library, and it's his 3rd grade curriculum that we chose for science this year, and it's on marine biology. So I went through and made a list of all the supplies that we need for the whole year. I went ahead and bought those on Amazon, so I'm really excited. We're going to be doing some science experiments this year, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So it takes more prep, it takes more time, it takes more energy. So my goal, for a lack of a better way to say it, is to not be lazy this year. Putting a little bit more effort into science, because Parker, he's very interactive. He wants to build volcanoes and watch them explode, and he wants to do fun things like that. He's over there shaking his head yes. So we're gonna do some fun science projects this year and kind of spice it up a little bit. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna get started. And Parker chose to start math this year, today. He wants to do math first, so that's what we're gonna do. So basically, skip counting is just adding numbers together, right? So we were skip counting by 3s, so we got up to 5 3s, right? Which would be a multiplication problem. You just do 3 times 5, because you've got 3 3s 5 times, which is 15, okay? So let's try 6 3s. What would we have? So we've got, yeah, so it's just like the song, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So I created these little lily pads for Parker. I think like in 1st grade when we first started homeschooling. So as you guys know, Parker is a boy, and so he's all about frogs and lizards and reptiles. So sometimes, sometimes to spice things up in school, we get our answers by jumping on lily pads like a frog. Can you show him your best frog voice? Yeah. There we go. So we're working on skip counting, as you guys saw, so we're going to do 5s next. And to get him out of his chair, I told him, let's jump around like a frog while we count by 5s. All right, little froggy, are you ready? Okay, when you skip count by 5s, you got to jump while you say the number, okay? All right, ready, go.
5, 10,
Ribbit. 20. That was the easy one.
Make delicious honey.
Delicious.
Delicious honey. Cows grazing in the pasture. Geese flying over the...
Okay, so Parker just got done reading his passage, and so the idea behind that reading was basically a little assessment. So he is to read that passage in the beginning of the school year and then also read the same passage at the end of the school year to see his progress. So obviously it was a challenging passage to read with some pretty big words in it. So his time, he did it in 11 minutes and 34 seconds, and he got a total of 26 words wrong. So at the end of the year, we'll take the assessment again, and the idea is to capture his improvement. Right, direct and direction. Now look at here. So if we write the word direct, like I'm a cop and I'm going to direct traffic, then what would our suffix be at the end of the word? Remember, if we have a T, we normally use the T-I-O-N suffix, shun. So what word would we have? What is this word? No, the whole word.
Direction.
Direction, so it's direct. But if you add the suffix T-I-O-N, shun, now you have direction. And another T. And don't forget to cross your T's. Okay. Cross your T. That's why you should always cross it when you're writing it so that you don't forget, okay? All right, so this word is subtract. Now, if we were going to choose one of these suffixes, which one would we choose? Remember, we said usually when the word ends with a T, we usually use this shun, right? So go ahead and write the suffix at the end. Good job. I can think of what I would ask him. You come up with the question first.
Because you're thinking.
Huh?
You're thinking of it.
Well, I already know. I would ask them how old their cow is. She's a pretty cow, huh? What's something you would ask them?
Do they have any baby cows?
Yeah, does she have any baby cows? A lot of times when you see a mama cow, you see a calf somewhere, right? So most definitely, that's a good question. Something else I would ask is, where are you going? Right? They look like they're going through this magical, enchanted forest with this cow. I want to know why. Like, where are you going?
All those cows.
Yeah. Oh, look, there is more cows. I didn't even see them. They blended in with the rocks. So maybe they're on a cattle drive and they're herding their cows to go somewhere, huh? So I'm just going to show you guys this beautiful art picture that we were looking at. So like I've said before in one of my other videos, this is another reason I really like The Good and the Beautiful. It just has beautiful pictures and it really gets his mind going. So now we're going to talk a little bit about homophones. A homophone is a word that is pronounced the same as another word, but it has a different meaning. So it sounds the same, but it means something totally different, okay? So let's see. We have these homophones right here. We have flower and we have flower. Okay, they sound the same, but they're spelled differently. This is like
the food flour.
Food flour.
And this is like the flour that you get outside.
That's right. See, this says, please buy a pound of flour. And this says, put a flower in the vase, okay? Oh, you're writing in cursive. It's so pretty. You guys, Parker learned how to write in cursive last year with Abeka, and he picked up on it so fast. We tried to do cursive in first grade, just introducing it, and it just wasn't clicking with him. He wasn't having it. And we introduced it again in second grade, and he just picked up on it, and now he pretty much writes only in cursive writing, and it's quite beautiful. So it's very impressive, and I was just excited to see that he remembered. I mean, you take a whole summer off and you think they're gonna forget everything, but it's kind of like riding a bike, you know, it comes right back to you. All right, so we've been at school for about an hour and a half now. We are almost done with language arts. We've already finished math, and I think Parker needs a little break. So we did some writing, he did his vocab word, and we're gonna do a little poetry when we come back in, but I'm gonna have a few minutes just to let him take a breather. We're gonna go check the coop for some fresh eggs and maybe let him jump on the trampoline or something for a little bit. So Joe built a new chicken egg box.
Oh, wow.
Are they in there?
Under there.
So this thing opens up and all of the eggs roll down into there. We have paint trays in here that we lined with outdoor carpet, so they're at an angle. So when the chickens lay the egg just rolls right down into here, and then we can open this up and collect the eggs.
But instead of that,
So how many eggs did you get today, P?
4.
Got 4?
Yep.
All right, let's go put them in the house. You want to jump on the trampoline for a few?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys, so we're gonna have a little snack. We just came in from jumping on the trampoline and playing outside for a few minutes. What I'm pouring right now is a glass of kefir water. So I might do a video on that. It's just an amazing, healthy drink. It's so good for your gut. It's full of all kinds of probiotics and just really good for you. And it's super easy to ferment and make yourself. It's carbonated and it's super tasty. So Parker decided he wanted a little handful of chips. Not the most healthy snack, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm just having some fermented carrots. I love me some fermented carrots, you guys. If you like carrots to snack on, you should try fermenting them. Oh my gosh. Fermented in garlic and of course a salt brine, and they're so good. Really yummy snack. All right, so before break, Parker did his vocabulary word for today, and they just have him copying it down in his writing journal. So look at his cursive writing. Not bad after being off all summer, huh? All right, Parker, so I'm really excited because this year we're gonna work on poetry memorization. So we have this adorable little book, I Sat by the Sea, from the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. So I'm gonna go through this with Parker for a few minutes and let him look through the poems. They're just short poems, and let him choose the poem that he wants to work on memorizing. So Parker chose A Song of the Sea. So now I'm just gonna work with him on reading this, and every day we will work on memorization. So you wanna go ahead and give it a shot, buddy?
The sea, the open sea, the blue, the fresh, the ever free. Without a mark, without a bound, it runneth the earth's wide, what is that word?
Let me see. Wide regions.
Wide regions round.
Good
It
job.
plays with the clouds. It mocks the skies, or like a
Cradled
creature lies.
Good job. Good job, buddy. Okay, you guys, so Parker is beyond excited. We are done with math and language arts. Love, love, love the Good and the Beautiful curriculum so far. Like, we are having so much fun with it. It's not overwhelming either, so I'm super excited. So we're gonna move on to his extracurricular activity or subject, which is typing. And he is so excited about this, you guys. It is just ridiculous. So what we're gonna be talking about today is simple stuff. So like it says here, before you start lesson 1, I'm gonna have a few minutes with him. We're gonna talk about the home row and talk about that. Talks about proper hand placement, what not to do, what to do so you don't kink your wrist. You want to make sure that it's leveled out. There you go. Very good. See? That way your wrist isn't kinked up and it won't hurt you. I think it also talked about proper posture, sitting up straight, not slouched over, so on and so on. And then as you can see, the beginning lessons are super easy. This is just to get him familiar with the keyboard. Parker's never ever in his life done any kind of typing. So for example, today's lesson, this is it. Easy peasy, super fun. And basically, he's just gonna be typing these letters out after I go over the keyboard with him. So there's no rhyme or reason. It's really just getting him familiar with the keyboard. And then by the end of the year, he will be typing whole paragraphs and stuff.
What?
So that's the goal. Like lesson 65, he's gonna be able to type out full sentences. So really exciting. So we're gonna play around with that. And then they also have stickers, so at the end of each lesson, Parker gets to pick a sticker and put it in there like lesson complete. So he's really excited about that too. Look at Mama real quick. So when you type, are you excited? When you type, you always want to come back to home row, okay? You can expand out and down and around, but you always come back to that home row. So go ahead and put your fingers back on the home row for me. Both of your thumbs. Very good. JKL and the colon. Very good. Your thumbs rest on the space bar. Don't push it because that'll make you have a space. It just rests on the space bar, okay? Well, now take your hands off. Now back on the home row. Very nice. JKL. And where do your thumbs go? They rest on the space bar. Good. Ready? Take them off. And back on the home row.
A. What? S-A.
All right, so Parker's done with his first little typing lesson. And he did fantastic. He got them all right, and he's already starting to memorize where the letters are, so that's super cool. All right, Parker, so yeah, is that awesome? So you get to put a sticker on your paper.
Yay!
Let's see.
Because
you completed lesson 1. Good job, P.
Yay!
All right, guys, so we are at the tail end of our school day. Parker is going to do a little bit of handwriting practice. So at the end of his handwriting lesson, they have this cute little activity. It's just a drawing activity. So he just follows the steps and draws the little caterpillar in the box.
The land now called the
Caribbean. All right, you guys, so while Parker does his reading, I'm gonna come in here and make us a simple lunch, and I'm also gonna feed my sourdough starter. So I'm really excited, okay? Side note to this video. I have been trying diligently to create a sourdough starter, and I don't know what I was doing wrong, but it just wasn't working. Well, I started feeding it a different kind of flour, and all of a sudden it's just taken off. And you guys probably don't know. Yes.
What is this word?
Which one? Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
That's a state, yep. Go sit on the couch, buddy. Sourdough starter is basically like Ma Ingalls type starter for making breads, you know, whatever you want. Like normally you go to the store and you get a packet of yeast or something, but if you have your own sourdough starter, it's alive. So you have to feed it to keep it alive, and you don't need to buy yeast from the store anymore if you have your own sourdough starter. So this is just a crusty layer that forms on the top of mine. So every day I come in and I take half of this starter out and throw it away, and then I feed it another cup of flour and let it set overnight to ferment until the next day. But now that it's mature and bubbly and alive, I can just feed this and put it in the fridge, and it won't need to be fed again for a week. So today for lunch, I just made myself some leftover taquitos that Joe and I made. Look at that. With a little bit of guacamole and sour cream and some grated cheese, and I've got my big glass of water and my vitamins for the day. And I've got some nuggets here for Parker that are about to go in the oven, and I'm gonna cut them up an apple. And that's gonna be our lunch for today. Hey guys, all right, so we are done eating lunch, and it's about, I don't know, 1:30 or so in the afternoon, and I am working on some ground beef here. I've got about 4 pounds of ground beef that I'm gonna cook up, and then I'm actually gonna be dehydrating it because I'm working on some dehydrated meals that I'm putting together, and I actually think I'm gonna do a video on these because I think they're super cool. Just for food preservation, if you're gonna go on a camping trip or go hiking or whatever, or maybe you just wanna make some of these packages of dehydrated food for like emergency situations. They are super easy and a great way to preserve lots of food. So we've got a ton of ground beef from our last cow that we butchered, so just trying to use some of this up, and this is a great way to do it. So in the afternoons after school, if I don't have appointments and things like that, this is kind of when I do my projects, you know, like make my sauerkraut and do all those kinds of things that I love to do. So I'm just gonna work on some of these dehydrated meals this afternoon, and then a little bit later on I'll prep dinner, the rest of dinner. We're just gonna do an easy chicken roast in the oven, and then I'm gonna roast some Brussels sprouts and also do some mashed potatoes and gravy. So about this time in the afternoon, I'm feeling the need for a cup of tea, and this is another one of my favorite things, a tea company called Byron. And Joe and I really love the peach honey bush. It's absolutely delicious. And then I just drizzle some backyard honey and sip on that while I continue on with my afternoon chores. So what I'm doing here is just prepping some more meat for my dehydrated meals. So I'm going to do it the quick way, and I'm going to just crock pot some chicken and then get this into the dehydrator. I'm adding some homemade chicken stock that I made previously and some nice fresh chicken breasts, and we'll just let those simmer and cook on low throughout the afternoon. So today we're gonna be having a chicken roast, and this is a backyard chicken that we raised. And I just rub this down, lather it up with some olive oil, really good, both sides. And then I have a little bowl of fresh herbs that I've dehydrated. I've got oregano, rosemary, and thyme. I add a little garlic powder, salt and pepper, and I think I also put a little parsley in there. And I just coat the whole chicken with that. And I cook the chicken breast down at 375 for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then I increase the oven to 400, and I flip the chicken over and cook it for about another 20 to 30 minutes. All right, so let me tell you guys my absolute favorite way to prepare Brussels sprouts. So you saw that I peel them and chop them in half. I coat them liberally in some olive oil, really good, and then I'm gonna just sprinkle them with all kinds of yumminess, and I roast them at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. And what I'm adding here is some garlic powder, a big nice pinch of salt, and some pepper. And then the ingredient that makes it so yummy is some grated Parmesan cheese. everybody. I just wanted to say thank you for hanging out with me and little Parker today on our first day of school video. That was kind of fun. As you can see, I just got everything prepped and ready to go for dinner tonight, and the only thing that I haven't done yet is my mashed potatoes, but I'm gonna wait until we get closer to dinner time so that those are nice and warm when I get done mixing those up. But I just boil those and mash them with some milk and butter and salt and pepper and a little bit of parsley just to make it pretty, and that's how I make my mashed potatoes. So should be a nice simple dinner tonight. Just let me know in the comments below if you guys like the day in the life videos. If you do, I'll keep doing them because they're really fun to take you guys along with us, and I really had a great time with Parker today. The Good and the Beautiful homeschool curriculum, total thumbs up, you guys. I mean, you know, obviously I didn't video like the entire day because that might be kind of boring. I don't know. Maybe you would like that, but it was definitely way faster than I remember doing things with the Abeka curriculum. That's just my own personal opinion. So like I said before, nothing against Abeka. Abeka has been phenomenal. That was what we used the first 2 years of homeschooling, and Parker has learned so much. But like I said, there's just no prep work really with the Good and the Beautiful. It's just all kind of right there in the lesson books. Makes it super simple. As you guys could see, the typing video or the typing lessons were really short and sweet, not too much. Parker thoroughly enjoyed that. You know, kids nowadays, they are more in tune with electronics than we were growing up. You know, I didn't even have a computer, and if we did, it was one of the old school box computers with dial-up. So just saying. And you know, part of why I wanted to do the video today was really to also share and show other moms and dads out there that may be contemplating the decision of homeschooling, just how easy it can be. So the thing that I love the most about homeschooling is it is super flexible. It's whatever works for you and your family. And I've talked a little bit about this before, you guys. You know, it's just so flexible, and you can play with it and you can tweak it until you find what is right for you and your children or your child. And I know right now a lot of you are faced with the decision of should I homeschool or not, with everything that's going on with COVID-19 and all of the changes that they're doing in the public school system, you know, not just with the COVID restrictions and things that they're trying to do to keep everybody safe. The curriculums are changing drastically. So with homeschooling, obviously you control that. You control the curriculum, you control what your child is learning. And I just can't see my son in school with a mask on all day, following arrows, sitting behind a plastic shield and not getting to play with children on the playground and really interact. I mean, that's just crazy to me. So no, that's not going to be happening for Parker. And I know it's hard. Believe me when I say I know it's hard. And there's some of you out there that may be thinking, well, you know, it might be easy for you to say you've got a husband that works full time and you're a stay-at-home mom. Well, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I didn't used to be a stay-at-home mom. I used to be full-time active duty as well my entire life since I graduated high school, actually. So my kids did the daycare thing. Every day I dropped my kids off and someone got the best of my children. And we would come home, we were all exhausted. I got a couple hours with them just to get up the next day and do it all over again. So I know what that's like. I lived that life most of my adult life. So it wasn't until about 5 years ago I got out of active duty and I got my license to sell real estate. So I am a stay-at-home mom, but I do also work and sell houses and work with clients and supplement our family's income that way. But with homeschooling, I mean, you guys saw today I did school with Parker for 2.5 hours. And we really could have broken that up too. You know, we could have done reading later this evening before bed instead of doing it right after our lessons today. You know, we could have done things during our lunch. We could have, you know, you just do it however you want to. So I know a lot of people that work a full-time job and they come home and they school their children at the kitchen table over dinner, maybe supplementing a lesson on Saturday or Sunday, things like that, just to get all the lessons in that they need to for the week. But where there's a will, there's a way. And so if you need to look at your budget and maybe downsize, and you know, if it's been on your heart to maybe be a stay-at-home mom or dad, you know, if you want it, you just have to find a way to make it happen. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, but just know that with homeschooling, it doesn't have to be Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. That's just not reality. You know, in school, they've got 25 kids that they're trying to herd through the halls, through the cafeteria, in the classroom, and it's just not like that at home. You've got, you know, your children, and that's all you're dealing with. So the time frame is much shorter. It's much more condensed because you're focusing on your children only. So if there's redundancy in the curriculum, things that you know your child already has the concept, you know, for example, Parker and his cursive writing, I don't need to spend all this time having him trace cursive letters because he already is writing full paragraphs in cursive writing. So we cut that out. We don't do it. So you just tweak it. But I just wanted to encourage you that if it's on your heart, it's on your heart for a reason. Listen to that voice and just know that you can fit this in if you want to. And we made drastic changes. I got out of the military. I'm at home now with my son and I'm educating him myself. And you guys, I don't have a college degree. I went to high school, got a high school diploma, did some college, but I didn't even get enough credits for an associate's. So I don't have a college degree. But you see in the lesson plan, it tells you what to do. So it's really not, you just don't have to know everything in order to homeschool your children. So you kind of learn with them, actually. I'm relearning a lot of things that I haven't used since I was in school. You guys know you can always hit me up if you have questions about anything, you know, curriculums, routines, you know, fears, how did you start out? I mean, whatever, because we've all been in that beginning stage and we all need a lifeline, like somebody to reach out to. So anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Give me a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our channel. I love having you along with me on our journey through this crazy life. Take care, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.